Hi. So, my other organizational tip is about Google Classroom because it's super easy to get overwhelmed in Google Classroom if things aren't organized. So, a couple of things I want to remind is that you have some options on this class card here. So, you have your to do list. This has like the things that you need to do, like as a student, that you would need to turn in or what is missing. So, when I click on that, I can see what has been assigned, what is missing, and what I've completed. I can also go to review. So these are assignments that I need to do as a teacher and to resubmit back to my students. And then once we click on a class here, there's a couple of things I want to point out. So first, the stream is more of an announcements page. And the stream is the first thing that gets really cluttered if we don't turn off everything else. So I have my announcements. I only use this for announcements page. All of my classwork goes to live under classwork. So I've turned off the setting. Normal, like the default setting is that everything gets put onto this stream. So it announces when I've created a new assignment. And I found that was too cluttered for my classes or what that I wanted to kind of focus on. And then it was forcing students, or that students were just looking at the stream page instead of going to the classwork page where everything is nice and organized. So to turn off that stream, you would go to your little wheel up here in the top right-hand corner. And this is my class details. So I can have the link again if I need to like redo my class code because it's been compromised or for whatever reason, I can do that. But I'm mainly focusing on right now is the stream. So right now you can turn off if students can post and comment right now in my classes. They hardly ever do, but sometimes it's nice when they do. But if you are having an issue with that or if you don't want to have that, you can turn that off as well. And then I turned off hide notifications for this. So on my stream, they only see announcements that I've made. So any classwork, any assignments that I've created, I hide it all just to keep it more simple. Again, it's up to you on how you want to work your classroom, but I know that sometimes just the clutter of the stream can be overwhelming. So I just hide it so that anything that I post on the stream is just purely announcements. And then the other thing I want to point out, since we're in this class settings, is this is our Google Meet link. Remember, kind of best practices is that we're turning this off after each class and then turning it on like right when you're ready to join the meet. And then also every day you're resetting this code so that you can, the chances of it being shared are just reduced. All right, so that's it for the stream. The second thing I want to point out is the Classworks tab. Now, this is where I tell my students that this is where they should kind of live most of the time in my classes. And that's because everything is really organized. And so I have resources down here for students. So this is our sentence frames. These are, like resources that like academic folders, things like that, and the Cornell notes that we keep in our classes. So I have my resources tab here, but for the most part, all of my classes are organized by the week. So I found this for distance learning. This is not the way that I did it when we were in-person classes, but I really enjoyed having it separated by week. So by putting the weekday and then what the dates actually are. The second thing that I've found is you can actually put emojis on your classroom. And so I know we're all kind of using different devices. So just Google like emoji keyboard for MacBook or emoji keyboard for Chromebooks is probably the simplest way versus me trying to talk about all of them right now. But I found on Chromebooks and on my MacBook and my Surface, I've been able to put in emojis. So on pretty much any device that I've tried so far, I've been able to use emojis. And this is really kind of cute because, again, this can get really cluttered and really confusing. So I'm a visual person, so I separate these by the days. So the top ones are things that we were working on all week. So I always have them do an Avid journal for the week. So we work on that daily. So that gets placed on the top every time I create a new assignment. And then this was their final project for that week. So I just put it there. But you can see other weeks, I normally just have it separated by day with their top one being the Avid journal. And then I color code it. So Mondays gets like an old school notebook, black and white notebook. Tuesdays is red. Wednesdays is orange. Accidentally created the long one, so this will need to be deleted as it says. Thursdays are blue, and then Trojan green on Fridays. And anything that I do for that day gets that same color coded. So I try to always keep the Tuesday I have slides for my classes that I do, so that's what gets posted for the day. But red, so Tuesdays is here. If they have an additional, like an assignment, then that will also be in red. So it keeps it really kind of organized. They can kind of just at a glance see which day goes to, or which assignment goes to which day. For assignments that I might have worked on more like 2 days, so this one I ended up taking 2 days to complete. I just put the same color code to show that we worked on it on Wednesday and on Thursday, and then it was ultimately due on Thursday. So this is one way that I like to keep classroom organized, is through these topics. This is kind of the easiest way that I have found to work. In person, I was trying to do topics by actual topics like grammar and reading and writing. And I think even if we ever go back to in person, I'm going to keep it this way because it's been really helpful and really organized. And I haven't had as many questions from students about what we're doing or how to find resources or anything like that. So just a couple of suggestions there is to use those emojis. You can use any emojis, just kind of keep it consistent week by week. And that is also really great if you want to have them point out something in their directions as well. So I use emojis to kind of point out, like, this is important, like you should check that. So use emojis when you're creating those assignments, when you're using that, and it just helps keep everything a little bit more organized. All right, so that's it for my Google Classroom tips for this week. Let me know if you have any questions.